Serious, when did COVID-19 get real for you? I have worked in investigation security for 8 years and was always told we can never work from home. Reason being we have access to millions of individuals' sensitive data and they didn't want to risk it being stolen. 2 weeks ago they bought hundreds of laptops and sent us all home to work. This is mine. I work for a payroll company, one of the largest. They just sent 4,000 employees home. We were asking for it. Demanding it actually, and then they did. I woke up the next morning and looked at my sleeping kids whose school is cancelled for the rest of the year and just felt panic sit in. I'm thankful I have a job, but goddamn am I scared. Rest of the year? Here in Georgia, USA, I'll be out till at least the week of 412. I wonder if it'll even die down by then. You're definitely done with school for the year. No way they don't extend that. Edit, I mostly mean being physically at school. Some tech-savvy institutions will get things done online. Just heard that the company that sews MLB uniforms is bringing back their workers to start making surgical gowns. This is starting to sound like the factory conversions to war production during World War II. Today, when the government announced they're going to start putting the dead in a skating rink inside a local shopping mall because the local funeral homes don't have any more capacity. Where is this? Madrid, Spain. Right now we're the most affected country in Europe after Italy. NewYorkTimes.com. As someone living in Andalusia where people from Madrid keep fleeing to, I feel your pain and fear, brother. Going outside to buy food is so scary. When I was told by the administration that we had 1 box of N95 masks in the hospital. Okay, that's pretty scary. When I lost my job. When my college switched to online and I had to move back home, I was living on campus. Same here. Definitely not how I expected my senior year college to end. It didn't even occur to me until now that college seniors had school essentially end just like that because of the virus. Sorry to hear that. My cousin got sick, was admitted to the ICU, and tested positive for it. He's been out of the hospital for a few days but hasn't really improved, he just hasn't gotten worse. I texted with him a bit and it's still really serious, he has asthma as well. I guess it was only a matter of time before it affected somebody I know. Edit, thank you so much for all the well wishes. I will pass them along. To answer the most frequently asked question, my cousin is 34. Edit 2, Hess based in NYC. Edit 3, 331, got this text from him just now, after 35 days of being stuck inside. I've been cleared to step outside my apartment door. I am approved to walk around the block with Pawn. I'm so freaking happy. I now know how excited a dog is to go for a walk. As a fellow asthmatic, I wish your cousin all the best. Knowing how shit just the flu can be for me, I can't imagine how detrimental COVID is on the lungs. I wish him the best recovery possible. As a fellow asthmatic, I'm terrified of getting it because it's a respiratory infection and that shit hits people with asthma hard. Also sending my thoughts to you plus your cousin. When Ireland closed the pubs shortly before St. Patrick's Day. When Austin cancelled SXSW. When I realized that having a bottle of hand sanitizer in my car, in plain view, might not be a good idea. I was talking to a coworker about how our office still has plenty of hand sanitizer and she said "sh, not so loud," and was only kind of joking. My mom found some toilet paper and sent me home with it. And she put it in a bag joking so I wouldn't get mugged for it, and I laughed, but also said I was actually kind of worried about that though. When my colleague died. She was the first COVID-19 death in our state. I had seen her a few weeks ago and she was doing great, and then I received a company-wide email that she had passed. Damn dude, that's scary. If you don't mind me asking, how old was she? She was in her early 60s. She had children late though, so her daughter had just graduated high school. I feel terrible for their family. I'm about to graduate high school and both of my parents are close to 60. And they aren't healthy at all, so this is worrying. Not to mention these are my adoptive parents. I don't know if I can go through this a second time. Fellow adopted kid with a dad in his 70s and a mom approaching 60. I graduated HS last year. I'm terrified. If you need any support from an internet stranger or just want to send memes or some shit, then feel free. No matter what happens, we're all in it together. I don't have anything to add, but reading this comment made me smile. Likewise for anyone else out there, COVID related or not. If anyone wants to talk, we've all come into a lot more free time. Feel free to reach out. When I went grocery shopping for the first time in several days last week, and many of the shelves were completely empty. Same here. That was about 10 days ago for me. I got home and checked confirmed cases in my state, Pennsylvania, and there were around 20. Then next day it was in the 40s, then the 60s. Today has been a week since we had around 67 cases statewide. We have 650 now, so shit's getting realer every day. When my friend in Paris messaged me that France had shut down. I live in France and it's eerie. My town during the day is as silent as it is usually in the middle of the night. Like, it's almost 6 a.m. right now and I'm not feeling a difference from yesterday's afternoon. Even more frighteningly, the hospital of my town, who isn't particularly big, we're not even at 20,000 inhabitants, has started to clear up room in the ER for potential COVID patients. When I realized I might not be able to go home and see my elderly parents, one of which recently got diagnosed with cancer. Edit, thank you guys for the heartwarming messages. I don't think I'll be going back to my hometown, but I will for sure be FaceTiming and calling and doing whatever I can. I called my parents sobbing because I was scared I wouldn't get to see them again. Tell your family and your friends that you love them, regardless of their health. Take care everyone, and know we got this and it'll pass over in no time. Much love from Seattle. I went and saw my mom, 79, recent cancer survivor, on the 11th, on a whim because I had an errand in her neighborhood. Dad was at work, so I knew I wouldn't be able to see him, and I couldn't stay long but wanted to see her and hug her because it was starting to look like shit was about to go downhill and I knew I shouldn't visit after that. I probably shouldn't have even gone then, but I hadn't seen her in a month and didn't know when I would again. It was that day or the day after that our governor called for schools to close, and we've been mostly holed up at home since. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I guess the short version is that I'm in a similar position. After thinking we might lose her last year, I'm afraid of what this year might hold. Good luck to you and yours. I hope you see them soon and toast to everyone's health. My girlfriend is a wildlife virologist. When she started constantly reading articles during her free time, maybe mid-February or so, I realized it was the real deal. When cases popped up a few miles from my elderly, immune-compromised father's home, I started being truly scared for him and others. I'm immune-compromised right now and started getting spooked when the supply hoarding started. But once I couldn't get a delivery time for groceries, I got really freaked out. I did manage to get groceries, with the help of some friends, but it was an anxious few days. Once my city went on quarantine, I started to feel safer. I have to go to the doctor on average twice a week, so knowing there aren't a million people on the streets is a comfort. It's eerie, though. When my who does not panic, stays calm in all situations, came home with a big bag of flour and rice. This is my husband. I wasn't worried, but he was, which is a total change up from the norm for us. That's when I knew it was serious. So get what you mean. I panic about everything my husband never does. This time I was like, hey, this isn't a big deal, and he started to tell me we needed to have enough food for a month at least. When my boss told me that I will be working from home for 8 to 12 weeks at it, yes. I could been laid off. The question was when it got real, not what's the worst things to come from it. Though, this is pretty bad for me, as I have treatment-resistant depression that I manage by staying active and busy. My boss told me today in a meeting that we can conservatively expect this for the next 4 to 6 months. I was whoa, what? Not what I wanted to hear, dude. I work for a large company that is notoriously against letting people work from home. They sent out an email Sunday telling everyone to come back up their entire desk, screens, docking stations, etc., and take it home so we can work from home. They said this will likely go on for 6 months. The thought of being stuck in my house for 6 months straight is not as exciting as I had thought it would be.